It's story time.
Who Was Under the House? Submitted by Alei. My grandmother, Lola Domingue, was born way back in 1937 in the rural city of Hilongos, Leyte. When Domingue was a kid, maybe 7 to 10 years old, her mother, Pepeng, was a midwife and was often called to help with delivering babies. One night, my Lola was in a kubo with her mother and a pregnant woman was in labor. A kubo is a house made of bamboo that is elevated a few feet above the ground. There were gaps in between the bamboo slats on the floor, so the woman's blood and bodily fluids were dripping onto the soil underneath the house. My Lola and her mother didn't pay any mind to the dripping. It was completely normal. Until my Lola heard a licking sound beneath them. She looked through the slits in the floor and saw a big black dog lapping up the blood and falling liquids on the ground. She tapped her mother on the shoulder and pointed to the floor. Her mother's eyes widened and she said, "Go boil a pot of water and bring it to me." "Why? For what?" my Lola asked, but her mother did not answer her and turned her attention to the woman giving birth. By the time the water had boiled, the baby was born. My Lola brought the pot of water to her mother, who carefully moved the new mother and baby aside. Then, she carefully poured the boiling liquid in between the bamboo slats and onto the dog's back below, right between its shoulder blades. The dog yelped and ran out from underneath the house and into the night. "Why did you do that to that poor dog?" my Lola asked. "That was not a dog," her mother replied. "That was an aswang. It was drinking the fallen blood. If we'd let it stay any longer, it might have come up here, hungry for more." My Lola was stunned. "What if it comes back?" she asked hesitantly. Her mother smiled. "Your tatay will make sure it does not." The next morning, my Lola's father, Lolo Lauri, who was also the barangay chief of the barrio, went to the house of Benilda. She was a middle-aged woman who, as rumor had it, was the aswang of the barrio. Lolo Lauri knocked on the door and saw that Benilda was nursing a wound on her back. "What happened to you, Benilda?" he innocently asked. "I was just here in the house when me and my husband got into a fight and he poured boiling water on my back," she claimed. Lolo Lauri asked to see it. Benilda showed him a big red burn right in between her shoulder blades. Lolo Lauri quickly left their house and didn't even bid farewell because he now knew what Benilda truly was. Benilda and her husband left the barrio a week later. So, was Benilda really an aswang? Or was it a coincidence? So, not gonna lie, I am always a believer in the stories that come from the rural parts of the Philippines. So yes, I do believe that Benilda was 100% an aswang. The term aswang actually originates from the Tagalog term asowang, which means dog wolf. One of the most common forms aswang take are big black dogs, like in this story. They like to feed on pregnant women and newborn babies, so if Mama Pepeng didn't act as quickly as she did, things could have been much worse. Thanks for joining me today. And did you know that I offer bone and tarot readings? You can schedule a session at StoriesWithSapphire.com. Salamat and good night.